outfit for today. I meant to say wearing the cheetah. The best thing. Hi, Oreo. I'm just trying to get comfortable with being in front of the camera. Like, I've been told for years what my impact is, but sometimes you don't see what others see in you sometimes because you be busy being who you are. I am who I am. I am a nerd enthusiast. I am a portrait photographer, lifestyle photographer. I touch bases on multimedia, specifically in producing, as well as graphic design, set building, marketing, and really bringing it together. I have worked with big names, big brands such as Nike. I've worked with Calvin Klein. I've worked with Sony. I've worked with Def Jam. I have covered both the New York mayor as well as the New York governor by capturing them both for the NWB Forum in 2021 as well as Gracie Mansion's first fashion show, June 2023, I believe. And that was an experience being around. I always said that I want to be around politicians and really put myself into that field of I want to be great. I see myself as being a CEO, an entrepreneur of a big brand, a big legacy that I can share generational wealth not only to descendants down of my family as well as the next generation, as well as people who look like me and have an imagination, because there are many children that are somewhere out here in the world that are looking at a TV screen and looking at someone and they're saying, I want to be just like them, or I want to do that. What we see and what we fill our bodies with becomes who we are, depending on the type of music, what you surround yourself around, what you watch on TV, what you read. Everything plays a role on the parts of who you actually are. And for majority of my 20s, I started off very good. I started off being super career based, focusing on my dreams, focusing on my aspirations, and then I got caught up into peer pressure. I got caught up into people making me feel bad because I didn't want to drink. I didn't want to smoke. I didn't want to be a part of the crowd. But when you have a group of people versus just one of you, it becomes hard to really say no, especially when you have a crowd of people saying, you can't do this, or you can't keep up, or you can't do this. So you start to think like, oh yeah, but that's the enemy. That's the enemy. The enemy will trick you in believing that if you don't do what they're doing, you're not good enough. And I've always known that I was good enough to not just settle for mediocre things. And those mediocre things have cost years of my life of rebuilding it. I can never get those years back, but what I can do is practice not being such a fool to what people tell me. Because people will lie. They will say whatever they need to say to manipulate your mind into believing that it's more than what it actually is. In reality, you know it, like I know it, that it doesn't mean anything. You have to go with your gut. If your gut is saying no, that means no. If your gut says flow and just try it, just take little steps and start little by little. You climb one step, you climb the next step, you climb the next step, you climb the next step until you actually get to the top of where you want to be as your destination. The road is never going to be easy, and the journey will not be easy. When you have a purpose, and you have a purpose or something that you want to accomplish and a joy, you're going to have different things coming to disrupt you and distract you to see, is this what you really want? Or will you easily be convinced by someone persuading you with the things that you know you could care less about? Don't allow people's narcissistic ways to ever make you feel that you feel entitled to do anything. If these people are not your mother nor your father, or in that same type of caliber that means that, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with anything that does not serve a purpose to what your greater purpose is. Because you're going to constantly be in that same loop over and over and over again until one day you might not come out that loop. And maybe death might be approaching your door. Or maybe you have to be left with what you have done. And that's your repayment. That's your punishment almost. But that doesn't mean that you have to settle and stay in what you allow. Because when you start to be comfortable when you start to be comfortable in crap, you start to think that crap is okay and that it's gonna be okay. You'll see it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay. It's never gonna be okay until you actually get up and fight. Fight for what you know you need. Whether that is who you surround yourself with, how you eat, how you work out, what you do. Give yourself that. Love yourself enough to actually fight. Love yourself enough to fight for what is right for you. Because when you are left by yourself, are you actually happy with yourself? Many people have sicknesses, diseases, as well as lack because they settle. They don't speak up for themselves. They don't say anything because they fear what the results may actually be. And sometimes you just have to just get it over with and just tell someone what it is, move forward. Whether they like it or they don't, say what you have to say so you are at peace within yourself. So many people have hypertension and heart issues because of not opening up their mouth and speaking up. As a person who was constantly scared to talk and speak up for herself, I was not respected until I started to speak up for myself and to stop tolerating people just saying and doing anything to me. I don't care who you actually are. In order to get respect, you must give it. And you don't have to fight every battle. If someone does you wrong, you don't have to go and attack them. You don't have to constantly want to go back and forth, and it's constantly a back and forth. But you can say what you have to say and move forward, or find solutions. And if there are no solutions, then you have to step away from that and take a pause, take a break, or just cut the ties and cut that string loose. Because we're too old to be constantly trying to be something that we are not. We only got one life to live. And at least give yourself some type of joy, some type of happiness for yourself, because you are deserving of that life. Don't let anyone tell you you are not deserving of this because of this or this or this. Because they're putting their own doubts and judgment of failures that they couldn't have, or they didn't know how to break the code. We all have the code, which is the source within. And it's either you follow the source that works for you, or you're busy following what other people are telling you to do. But one day you're going to have to make the choice and choose. Are you going to choose yourself, or are you going to choose the world? And if you choose yourself, that's all. So, that's it for today. I think I said all that I need to say. And until next time.